Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowell.
Here.
Councilperson Bowman.
Here.
Councilperson Massey.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge.
Here.
Councilperson Brown.
Here.
Mayor Radley.
Here. The invocation, Councilperson Brown.
Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for the opportunity to gather in this place tonight. We ask that your presence be with us and guide us in all the decisions that are made here. Please keep our first responders top of your priority list, Lord, and just cover them with a hedge of protection, Lord. We pray for all of those that couldn't be here tonight, Lord, and for those that are sick and that need your healing, Lord. We just ask that you comfort and give peace. In your name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we decided to table the minutes, so I don't have anything with the mayor's report tonight. City attorney, have you?
Nothing more.
I'm gonna say that. Police report, Chief Downing.
I'm gonna do that with Chief Downing. I'll give everybody a copy of our monthly report. Sir.
I'm not on report again this month. I'm surprised myself.
Give us time.
Forgive me time. I've been regular on the fire department.
Yeah. If you look at the report, it's a pretty slim report. I think it has a lot to do with the weather. Just because it's been raining so much, we didn't have near the number of calls that we normally get. We had 784 calls, as a matter of fact. Issued 127 citations and 63 warnings. Had 68 calls on the interstate, 37 public assists, patrol requests 418, and 193 business escorts. Assisted the fire department on 32 of their calls. And that's pretty much it. Not much to tell this month, which is good. And then you have your comparison on the back page, and you can just see the difference in calls in July of 2016 and July of 2017. So that's the primary difference.
It's a great difference.
It is.
The difference of almost 200.
Does anybody have any questions for Captain Wells?
The chief does. I've been hearing a lot of stuff, reading stuff on the internet about the police department living on tickets. I researched, and I printed this in the newspaper 2 years ago. I paid for it to have done. If anybody wants a copy of this, it's up here. This is where every penny of every ticket that's written in the city of St. Clair County goes. Every city of Argo, Springville, Trussell writes $4,000 a month. Theirs goes to Jefferson County and State. This is where every penny goes. I think we get $60. It's divided up between the state attorney general's office, the circuit clerk's office, the district attorney's office, the village of Montevallo, whatever it is down there. For every ticket in the state of Alabama, the money goes here. Every ticket in the state of Alabama. If you want to see where the money goes, come get your copy. We don't give it. Okay? We're not getting rich. So if anybody wants one, please look at it. You'll open your eyes.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Fire report. I think Chris Levitt is going to do it tonight.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, Chief Class is at a conference this week, so he's able to attend tonight. I believe the city clerk passed out our report. We ran a total of 47 calls this month, and it's broken down. 1 structure fire, 34 medical calls. The 2 notable things we had were La France and the Dodge mini pumper were both auctioned off. And it says 10% went to the auction company, but we did actually get rid of them. I think La France went last week, and then Dodge went 2 or 3 weeks ago. So, if, short and sweet, if anybody's got any questions.
Anybody have any questions?
What kind of snake do y'all have to remove?
I wasn't there, thankfully. So I don't think I
They
would
got a
remove
snake
it.
in their house.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
And they wanted to hire somebody to look for home.
I saw that. See, you were on
I
Facebook.
saw that, and I didn't see yours.
Okay, I want to back up for just a minute, where we table the minutes. I want to ask for council's approval to table those minutes. Would we do someone make that motion?
Make a
First,
motion to table the minutes.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowan,
Yes.
Councilperson Bowman,
Yes.
Councilperson Massey,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Alders,
Yes.
Councilperson Brown,
Yes.
Mayor Bradley.
Yes. Next, we have the road report. Corky and Ronnie, do y'all have anything to report?
Yeah, we had the complaint, this one up, I don't guess anybody knows where the old golf course was but me. But we've got a 100-yard long strip. You turn it Central Church, you go across railroad tracks, in the first road to the left. Goes up there, and 100 yards before you get to the end of it, it runs into St. Clair County, and it's in Argo. So their road is about the same shape as some of the rest of our tar and gravel roads. So we'll deal with it as we can. And then I went and looked at the Summit Ridge complaint. Yeah, and it's, just to let everybody know that we do look at this stuff. Is the Summit Ridge that goes up above Mockingbird Lake, turns right beside Mockingbird Lake, you know, nice subdivision.
That's where they had the,
Except the water was running from the road
Yeah.
up above.
Something.
There's just so much rain lately that, you know, all the culverts are working, and, you know, I don't see anything we can do to improve the situation. And then, Katie Lane, they want us to work on it, we've got more we can deal with there. Well,
I would
they want
like
limbs
to-
cut and stuff too, and I've talked to Dan Dawkins, they're supposed to be coming to this end of the world to cut limbs and stuff back, and they would take care of our.
appreciate you doing that, because we've had lots of complaints about the tree limbs being out in the street, and they can't see to get out into different roads from their drives.
And there was some discussion about some of the fire plugs were getting grown up around them. I sent my man,
I've already talked to Mike, and Mike is in the process of taking care of that.
well, I sent my man out, and he cut around all of them on Old Springville, on Old Springville Road and on Margaret Road.
But I
But
already
somebody
talked to,
already poisoned most of them on.
yeah, I talked to the chief about that, and he was in the process, but during the rain and all that, they've been helped up on doing some of that.
And then
but
there
they
was the
have-
one more, that I went and looked at. Now, got it here somewhere, but I forget what it was about now, but I've looked at it, and it's gonna be resolved the best we can.
Did the county give you any general idea when they might be
No,
on
it's
this end?
just like everything else, they get rained out every day. You know, you can't run a tractor in the rain.
I would like to ask Ronnie, you and Corky to try to get a list of roads together for us to try to submit our road list to, within the next few months to.
You talk about for the mowing or
No,
for,
for the county, for
For the
any,
resurfacing.
resurfacing any
we
roads.
already had a list. It was supposed
Yeah,
to
but
be
that
done.
list is so outdated, because it.
Well, they still all need it.
Well, I'm sure it does, but, I'm sure they do, but what I'm saying is, the roads that are the worst right now, that we can,
I think that's what we have
I'll
done.
get you a copy of it.
Okay, I've got
We'll
one.
go back and look at it.
okay. If y'all will try to get that and present it at the next meeting,
Okay.
so that we can have something to turn in to them.
Do we need to make a motion to talk with FEMA or Alabama Emergency Management to start that process?
I make a motion that we address it on the agenda, add it to the agenda.
The Katie Lane's already on before, and we don't have to add it, because that's what,
This is okay, well, this is
we want to talk to
Katie
FEMA.
Lane's, okay,
You want to make that motion, Tony?
I just did.
You did, all right, somebody here a second.
Second,
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowan,
Yes.
Councilperson Bowman,
Yes.
Councilperson Massey,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge,
Yes.
Councilperson Brown,
Yes.
Mayor Bradley.
Yes. Did you have anything else to add with the roads?
No, I'm sure of that.
Ronnie, do you have something? Okay, food bank report, Jim Lee.
The only thing I've got to report, this is our weekend to give out food.
Okay, thank you. Teen council report, Emma Owens. She's not here tonight. Okay, just the Dignity Memorial for first responders. The attorney looked that over and he said it looked fine to him.
Yeah, Mayor, there's no liability or cost for the city to allow them to come in to speak to your first responders. So it's just an added benefit to them. They really don't technically need a contract to do it, just your approval, but the contract is so innocuous, it's not going to hurt anything to approve it.
Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowan,
Yes.
Councilperson Bowman,
Yes.
Councilperson Massey,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge,
Yes.
Councilperson Brown,
Yes.
Mayor Bradley.
Yes.
Okay, now we need to go back. What is it we're needing to add to the agenda?
Just do the 10, but we're going to do that at the
No,
end.
it was something else before that.
Next on our agenda is the Alabama League of Municipalities dues, which is $1,953.15. Do I hear a motion to approve that?
Make a motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowan,
Yes.
Councilperson Bowman,
Yes.
Councilperson Massey,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge,
Yes.
Councilperson Brown,
Yes.
Mayor Bradley.
Yes. Katie Lane, do you have anything else to add to that? I think we've already made the motion on that.
Thanks for the
Ronnie, do you have anything to add to that? Katie Lane?
No, we just need to make.
Courtney? Okay, Auditor David Court, the 2015-2016 fiscal year, he has brought that to us tonight. We want to go ahead and,
I'll go through it real quickly and then say up front that, to pass out a 35-page document and have you look at it, have your questions about it, in 10, 15 minutes is a little much. So if anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to come back next time you meet or whenever. We will talk about it.
that would probably be a good idea, get everybody to look it over and then maybe come back
Yeah.
for another meeting.
The better thing is I should have gotten it out here about a month ago. I mean, it's been sitting in my office for a month. Of course, I did have some issues.
Yeah, you had some family emergencies.
But that would have been better if I'd have gotten it to you guys before the meeting tonight. But, anyway, what we do is we're engaged to audit financial statements of the city of Argo and express an opinion on those financial statements. And we've done that, and there are no exceptions to that opinion. It's what we call a clean opinion. It says the financial statements present fairly. And just brief synopsis of the thing. This year, your cash is down some from last year to about $150,000, and I'm talking about in all funds. This is not just the general fund, but the special revenue funds and the construction funds. You did borrow some money this year. That's, I think, $610,000, I believe, was the number, and that's in a restricted cash account, which is separate from You didn't have that at all last year, so that's up to, you've got restricted cash of $799,000. It's restricted from either that borrowings or from special revenue funds that are restricted for certain purposes.
Mayor, just out of clarification, this audit ended in
September of 16.
2016, just for
End of the fiscal year.
Yes.
One thing that the mayor and I, and I was looking at page 9, which is where I was, and on page 10 is the income statement, for lack of a better, put it in more common terms. It's not what it's called in governmental accounting, but it's the same thing. And this year you had a profit, again, for lack of better terms, $438,000. What it's called in governmental accounting is changing that position for the year. But that's your profit, almost $439,000. Now, the mayor and I talked about, when I was out here, that we got a report from the state on your pension situation. You obviously a member of the RSA. And the numbers that we get that are used in the pension calculations, the net pension liability and the other numbers, basically come from the state. You went from last year a pension liability of $136,000 to a pension asset of $385,000, which, you know, that's a $500,000 change. That's where your profit is coming from, basically. And as the mayor and I discussed, I'm not sure why that happened. It happened, the way RSA is that when someone transfers either in and out of, or out of the city, it's a member of an RSA in another political subdivision, that you either assume their liability or you give up their liability and it goes to the person where they've changed jobs and moved to. So if you've got somebody coming in, you assume whatever liability that they have with where they worked previously. If you have somebody leave, then you give up that liability. Well, the state has us down for a positive number of $438,000. I think that's $431,000, which means somebody left here and went to work for somebody else and carried a $431,000 liability with them. I don't think that happened, but that's what the state is telling us. So that may reverse next year, and whereas we would have had about a break-even year had that not happened, that may turn around next year and go the other direction. Just forewarned, I guess. If you look on page 21, you've got a listing of the debt of the city. You've got the $610,000, which is the new borrowing for the year 16. It was for road construction and repair. You've got the debt that at the end of 16 was $1,371,000, which was for this building, the city facilities. You've also got a debt for a fire truck of $277,000, and another long-term lease, which probably was a fire truck. I'm not sure what it was, because it was like 15, 16 years ago that you entered into that. And it pays out this year, so $15,000 paid out in the year that we're in now. So that's the total debt of the city, and on page 22 it shows the maturities of the debt, interest and principal, until it all pays out in 2038. All in all, it's it's a good report with the the question being about the pension liability, and, which I could talk for 30 minutes about how the state goes about doing that, but that's, just the way it is. So if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to.
Anyone have any questions?
Can you explain, you said we had the one division that we had the designated funds in,
Yes.
and one of them was for the building improvement. Can you tell us what the rest of those funds were?
Well, not all of them, I'm sure, but you've got the gas tax funds, the 7 cent and the 4.
2 cents, 2 cents, yeah. We had 2 cents, 7 cents, and 4 cents.
Okay, those are special revenue funds. You've got the fire protection, I think, fund that where the money comes from St. Clair County. What, can you think,
I think that covered
Okay.
all of them.
so that money is designated for specific purposes.
We've had some questions, opening a can of worms, but we auctioned off equipment that belonged to the police department that we need to, it's supposed to be designated for the police department. It specifies that we have to use those funds for it. Is there somewhere in here that you've got that broken out for us?
That wouldn't have been in this one.
It would have, some of it would
$236,000.
Are we talking about funds,
have. The other
equipment that was sold?
Yeah, stuff that they done before, not stuff. That should be in there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking.
Are we talking about equipment that was sold?
In the year 2016.
Yeah, in the amount of $236,000.
Well, that was partly this year though.
No, that
No, it's
was
all that.
on the 2016. That's not counting what was sold this year.
And we,
There was some in the previous year, in
Yeah,
the year
236,000.
2014, and then there's like 71,000 was your, I don't know whether that was your net amount, because you paid a commission of some of that. It was in this year, in the year in 16.
but we're wanting to understand, we don't understand. We need it to be broken down for us so we can see where that money is, if some of it went into the general fund or if
It
it's all.
did, that's where it went, into the general fund.
Okay, go. We just didn't have, it was, should have been put into a separate fund, and we need it broke out so we can get
Okay.
it proper. Is that right, Mayor?
You know, the problem was that in 2016, instead of having that money being put into the equipment fund for the police, we didn't know what happened to that money because we had 2 or 3 different clerks. We don't know where it went deposited, so we couldn't figure out where the money went. And what
We
we're
felt like
trying,
it wasn't missing, but we,
Yeah, it is in the general fund.
So what do we do to rectify that? Do we take it out of the general fund?
Yeah, put it
into
in-
equipment fund
Yeah.
for the police department?
anybody else have any questions?
So what do? You just take it, I just want to make sure I understand.
We'll just have to
You
make a
take it
motion.
out?
You just have to open
Transfer.
up an account.
No, we already have an account open.
we just have to make a motion to transfer it.
Just transfer it over.
All right, and so the equipment that is already supposed to have been bought out of that, do we just take that out of that now
Yes.
and add the remainder?
I'm not sure I understand.
I mean, there was cars that had been bought already, do we take that out of the amount of money?
I got you.
And then just put the remainder of what's left into the equipment fund that they
I don't
have
know
now?
how you couldn't, because you paid for those cars out of the general fund, and you could, money is fungible, you can't tell what difference.
This shows where we paid off a $21,000 loan on the 2 Dodge Chargers. Can we count that? It was paid out of the general fund, I'm assuming.
I would think so.
So we deduct that amount from what we're putting over into the police fund.
And I fully agree with what the 2 council members are saying, that of the amount that we know is in there, that was gain from the equipment sale, it can, before it transfers, that amount can be offset by the amount of police equipment that
Right,
it
it
did
had been
purchase.
purchased.
That's correct.
Yes.
And that would be a proper use of the funds, as long as the accounting entry was specific and created that paper trail.
I can help.
We have, because I've already, what I looked at, we took in $236,000. I went through everything that I could see, that I could prove to say this is equipment for the police department. And the only thing that I cannot see that has not been spent is $115,000. But now I included paint jobs on the police cars, and I don't think that's considered equipment, but I added that just in case.
And so you're
I
saying,
don't know. I mean, if you're getting a police car ready for use, now, if you're talking about an old car that's worn
This
out,
was
that,
an old one that was worn out,
that,
and we just painted.
you know, maybe not. But if you're talking about painting a car that you just bought, and putting electronics in it and all that sort of thing.
so, and what you're saying, you've got a preliminary number of
Yes.
the $100-something thousand that should be transferred from the general fund to the police.
We know how much money come
Equipment,
in.
yeah.
The problem
Yeah.
was is we couldn't figure out where the money was deposited at. So,
And then,
general
and now we know how much.
From what, everything that I found, it was deposited into some kind of equipment fund. From all the numbers that I could find. But I know they took in a total of $236,000, because I went through the minutes, I went through all of the, I found where that they were wire transfer, the money was wire transfer.
Yeah, we talking in the year, in 15 or the year
Yes.
16.
Yes.
Is she
Not
moving
in
this
this
one
one.
here?
Not in this current, no. That was sold, that's not added in what
I didn't think it was that much, but you could certainly be right. I was thinking it was 120 something
No,
thousand in
236,000.
15 and then 70
Yeah.
in 16.
Well, I
Which
wish
would
I
be
had the
190.
paperwork with me, but I don't, but I've got it, but it's actually.
Okay, I mean,
wire transfer.
I just don't remember it being that much, but that's
Mayor.
neither here nor there.
Mayor, if I could make a suggestion, if Ms. Cowens has gotten her numbers in a form that she could share with Casey, that you could compare them with what you have, and then once you get your hands wrapped around them, so to speak, that you could share them with the auditor to have a quick look-see, and then once everybody's good with the numbers, the council just pass judgment on the numbers and you know.
Jay, do you have that here at City Hall?
I got docs. I got 3 docs and everything put in it.
No, I mean the paperwork that I give you showing where you do have it here at City Hall.
I would suggest that
But we've had all kinds of rumors flying around that.
I don't think the money's missing or anything like that. I just think it's been deposited in the wrong account.
But that's the best time to put the rumors to rest and all.
And we need to
I would
rectify
agree
the problem
with you, Mayor, that
and get the
the,
money put back.
I mean, we went over everything. We could not find where anything was missing or anything like that. It's just been put into the wrong account and
And once that information is finalized between you all, I would suggest it just come back to council and for it to be recognized publicly and voted on to put it in the right account. And then, but it doesn't
yeah, we can
necessarily.
make a report, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
At the next council meeting as to what we've come up with, what we've done.
I think that'd be great. It'd be great to do that. Does anybody have anything else on this subject? Does anybody have anything else to add to this? Ronnie, do you have anything? Thank you, Mr. Corbin. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next is going to be Speaker Michelle Colson.
One more thing before she does. I didn't get the microphone, and I apologize for you for one, but when we did the approval of it, we didn't say how to pay for it. And I needed to know, should I get the people to bill us for it, or do I pick up a check and go over and get it? Or
Just get a purchase order from Casey, and then just have them bill us, just what it's for. And
okay, and so I'm authorized to do that?
I thought we gave you that authority to think.
I think we approved it, but I don't know if we authorized me to do it or not.
Okay, you want to add that to the agenda tonight, then, to?
I may, well, if I'm gonna do it, I need to let somebody else do it.
Okay, somebody want to add that to the, make a motion to add that to the agenda?
I make a motion that we add to the agenda the purchase of a microphone for the speakers stand and have, Councilperson Massey purchase it.
Do I hear,
Purchase order number.
do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowan?
Yes.
Councilperson Bowman?
Yes.
Councilperson Massey?
Abstain.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge?
Yes.
Councilperson Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Bradley?
I vote yes. This is not actually voting for me to buy a fire, you want to vote for us to consider it.
Mayor Bradley?
Yes. Now, he made a motion to add it to the agenda, so now we need Councilperson Brown to make the motion to.
I make a motion that we authorize Councilperson Massey to purchase the
crack me up.
microphone for the speakers stand.
Do I hear a second?
Not to exceed $300, like $256.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowan?
Yes.
Councilperson Bowman?
Yes.
Councilperson Massey?
Now abstain.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge?
Yes.
Councilperson Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Bradley?
Yes. Now, Speaker Michelle Coast.
So, what direction are we heading and what kind of precedents are we setting for the city and our community? Because there are no secrets here tonight. We certainly don't want things to go
Could you
back.
speak up just a little bit louder,
We're having a
please?
hard time hearing
We certainly don't want things to go back to the way they were before. When the last regime left office, there were bags of shredded city documents, bank reconciliations that were months behind, internet lines that were cut, computers that were wiped. The city was left with their server and their computers left wide open with no firewall, no protection. It was a hacker's dream and every citizen's nightmare. That did not go unnoticed, but thank God it was remedied. And this has absolutely nothing to do with how we feel about someone, because it is the people of this city whom you represent. Not one individual, but all of them, whether they voted for you or not. And I'm not here to speak for or against anyone. I'm here as a citizen who chose this city. I'm here for the long haul. I've already been followed home after a meeting where I spoke out about de-annexation, and I was told I don't belong here. And here I still stand. Now, it's been said that some think that it was convenient for me to have missed the last meeting. But let me make it clear, this is not my job. I am not paid or given any special treatment or privileges for being here. And videoing these meetings is not a benefit to me. There are plenty of other things that I could be doing. But I do this for the citizens who cannot make it here, and hopefully this helps the transparency of our local government. Every change starts at home first, but anyone can do this. It only takes time and a video recording. Now, here are some facts, because I wasn't here at the last meeting, but I was here at the meeting before that, on the July 10th meeting, which I attended, and Chief Platts informed the council that he had been offered another job and he had taken it, and that Argo would no longer be his primary job. His exact quotes, "I have taken another job and requesting to remain as part-time fire chief." Then asked by Mayor Pro Tem Tony Aldridge if that was the only position he was willing to take as part-time chief, and then he stated, and I'm quoting his exact words, "I'd like to stay with Argo Fire Department in some capacity, to serve the citizens of Argo in some capacity, regardless of what it is." And as disappointing as it was to hear, in any regards, Chief Platts chose to take another job. He was not forced out. If the mayor didn't want him here, she could have already fired him, as that is her capacity as the mayor to do so. He made it clear in the July 10th meeting that he took this other job due to financial reasons, not because of a contract, because that was never mentioned. And he even bragged about it paying as much as he made at Argo during the work session. It has also been brought up since then that he is also working another part-time job in Pell City. And working a full-time job at Homewood and now part-time in Argo. Now, we only have one full-time employee at the fire department. With all the rest of them only working part-time. So Chief Platts is working full-time and 2 part-time jobs and having to maintain continued education. One of those jobs is going to take a hit. And Argo is no longer his primary job by his choice. And it was only 1 month ago he was willing to stay on at Argo in some capacity, knowing that he may no longer be chief. But that changed very quickly, and now it's being brought to everyone's attention that if he leaves, other firemen will quit their post. And I'm like going to, what? Are we being blackmailed? I mean, it has been said that there's a vendetta between the mayor and the chief, and well, it is done unto you as you believe, and that's a Jesus quote. I'm not on Team Betty. But I know that she was successful before she became mayor. She will be successful when she leaves. And Mike Platts has plenty of other options for his success as well. So whatever vendetta is going on here, it is against the citizens, not between the mayor and the chief. You're grown-ups, start acting like it. Don't hold us hostage and under coercion because you're afraid of change. Change is exactly what the people voted for. But you're all acting like scared of change and like a bunch of spoiled rotten brats demanding it's your way or no way. If we're going to continue being negative, then the results are going to continue to be negative. Law of attraction, law of cause and effect at work. We cannot improve until each and every one of you makes an effort to change and work together towards common goals that benefit this city and its citizens, not just your pocketbooks and politics. Otherwise, we go back to the old days when chaos ran the city and the governor had to step in and get involved. How embarrassing was that? Also, since it was brought up that Moody's fire chief is part-time, yes he is. Chief Nobles is going to retire again, at which time they will be hiring a full-time chief. The city of Moody also has 12 full-time firemen and 6 part-time firemen, with 3 daily shifts of 4 personnel on at all times. Moody also has a $12 million budget. City of Argo has less than, what, 2? And there are other communities that have had to face fire department changes. San Bernardino, California, last year had to dismantle their city's fire department due to bankruptcy. The county fire department had to take over for the city. And in 1 year's time, their response time and their progress improved 38%. Now that's a major positive change. And I know exactly what it means to be a fireman. My daddy was a fireman, and in fact, he was one of the first EMTs in the city of Birmingham. He also worked for the city of Birmingham as a fireman for 25 years, the last 7 of which he was the only relief chief in Birmingham. I know my daddy was a hero, but not one time did he ever talk about saving someone's life because it was his job. A firefighter's job is to help as many as you can and to limit the amount of damage. It's a noble and courageous service to do for others, and it can be a very dangerous undertaking. I have always had great admiration for firemen and policemen as they chose to be of service to others. I also know how much education and how much continued education must be met, as we had to be very quiet many nights and days while my daddy studied for the written exams. His career as a fireman took him away from his family the majority of the time, and although we missed seeing our dad, we knew what it meant to him, and he took his job very seriously. I am currently a volunteer for our CERT program in the city. It's also continuous undertaking and continued education throughout the year. I'm still considering becoming a volunteer firefighter for the city of Argo, but negativity has got to go first. And last year, when my 18-year-old daughter was having chest pains, we came straight to Argo because it's 4 minutes from my house. No one was here, so I ended up having to take her to Springfield. Thank God there was nothing wrong with her heart, but it still left me in a bind. And no offense, Ann, but with regards to the library, I think it's a noble cause, but the money we would spend would go to greater service, maintaining our employees that we have, and I'm sure several are due raises. We certainly need some full-time employees in our fire department, probably in our police department as well. In which the precedent that has been shared in last month's meetings is now affecting our police department, because it is my understanding, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but our police chief is now considering a part-time position. This has Argo taking a giant leap backwards. With all the surrounding communities moving way ahead, it will leave the citizens of Argo vulnerable if, God forbid, a disaster strikes the city. We are in need of more businesses in this area that would greatly help with revenue. My company, which is over $1 million company, and still growing, we are looking to move to St. Clair County. We are moving to St. Clair County. And we've been in business since 1988. Argo, Leeds, Moody, and Pell City are our 4 cities that we're looking at. And I'm not sure if I can even throw Argo in there with the things that have been going on around here. There's no reason for our city to act like Washington, D.C. Remember, our real enemies are not flesh and blood, so please learn to love your neighbor, get along, and let's get some city business done.
Thank you. On the mayor council comments tonight, I would like to report that our mayoral breakfast is going to be Tuesday, the 22nd of August, and it's going to be held here. That breakfast will start at 7:30 in the morning, and that's the only other thing I have to report. Does anyone else have anything? Oh, we need to add to the agenda the Civitan Club. Does someone want to make that motion to add that to the agenda?
I'd like to make a motion that we add to the agenda request from the Civitan group to meet at City Hall.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowan?
Yes.
Councilperson Bowman?
Yes.
Councilperson Massey?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge?
Yes.
Councilperson Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Bradley?
Yes. Is there any other comments from the council?
And then we need to decide what we're going to vote on.
Yes, we do.
Mayor, the motion that I had written down based on the discussion of the council was to waive the requirements and to allow the Civitan Club to utilize whatever room, named room, until the end of September 2017.
I add that to my motion.
No, it's got to be a new motion.
Oh, that's true.
We made a motion to
Well, do I
consent.
have to add that? I don't have to have that in the addition to the agenda, right?
Correct.
Just in the motion.
That's correct.
Yeah, we got a new motion.
Okay, that's fine.
I would suggest designating the room location.
Do we want to use that room or this room? How many people is it going to be?
I think it was 25. I would like to make a motion that we allow the Civitan, Greater Civitan, St. Clair County Civitan group to use the meeting room across the hall for a weekly meeting until the mid to end September, and waive the charge for that room.
Is
Is that enough?
I suggest that you waive any requirements for the city that would disallow that.
Okay.
Because I may not be thinking of all the requirements in the ordinance.
Okay.
has it already got seats in there, that many seats and stuff?
That we waive all requirements under the ordinance pertaining to that room across the hall, the meeting room, that the Civitan be allowed to use.
And Mayor, just out of clarification, is that until the end of September?
Right. That was their request, the mid to the end of September, so I would say the end of September, and that would cover it for sure.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowan?
Yes.
Councilperson Bowman?
Yes.
Councilperson Massey?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge?
Yes.
Councilperson Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Bradley?
Yes.
That's what it was. We got to vote to consider mayor having special meeting for Katie's Lane. Do we need a motion? You know, we'll have to advertise it and all. We'll have to advertise it. We'll have to find out. Make a motion.
Considering the subject matters on the agenda, I don't think you need any kind of motion to add it to the agenda, just for, I just think the motion's in order to,
To have a special meeting at a time to be determined by the mayor. After you find out if they can be here Friday, we'll set it up for Friday. If we need to adjust it, we'll adjust it. But we do have to give 24 hours notice to post it.
Casey, would you make sure that we get that posted?
As soon as Tony finds out, he'll let you know what it says.
Okay, you want to make that motion?
Make a motion to do what I just said.
I second that motion.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Cowan?
Yes.
Councilperson Bowman?
Yes.
Councilperson Massey?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Aldridge?
Yes.
Councilperson Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Bradley?
Yes. Okay, it looks like the only speaker we have tonight that would like to speak is Jim Link.
Well-
I signed the board to speak to as well.